this is me, no makeup on and no eyebrows. I have to admit, I have had them tattooed. So, Esther, these are not my natural eyebrows because I really don't have very much. And I also had my eyeliner tattooed too, but both are kind of fading and I don't know if I'm going to go back to get them retouched because it's painful, expensive, and I usually don't like the way it looks for like the first week or two because it's like dark and anyway. Okay, I'll start off by making my face with my number one to go for foundation or base, which is Air Flash by Dior. I really like this a lot. What you want in a foundation, yeah, it's like tagging. I'm gonna tag up my face. What you want in a foundation is a lot of coverage without a lot of product so that you don't have that cakey buildup. Which is, I've played around with so many BB creams with, I really like this one too. It's called Hourglass Immaculate. Both kind of finish off to a powdery finish, and I tend to have oilier skin, and so Immaculate Hourglass is a liquid powder foundation, mattifying, oil-free, and it works really well to give that soft coverage, and Air Flash does kind of the same thing too. But I'll use this one because it's pretty fast. And they recommend you spray it, such a distance apart and whatever, there are all these rules, but, or spray it on a brush. This is a Precision Face Bare Minerals brush. It's like an angled flat brush. But, I used to do that, spray it on the brush, but then, I'd have to wash my brushes a lot more often that way. What I just do now is I just spray my face, tag up my face, like gang signs. And you have to work pretty fast because it'll dry up and then you'll have just that foundation mark on your face, so go really fast. Kind of buff it in, get it in there, all your crevices. I like to put on foundation first and then my concealer. I feel that it goes on a lot smoother, and plus the brush will rub it all off if I do foundation first. That's just my opinion though. I also put foundation on my neck because I noticed that if you take pictures and you don't do this, you're going to have ghost face. But that's also what the contouring is going to help with too, to prevent. But I also just, for continuity. All right, now I'm looking kind of ghostly, a little white. I'm going to use my Clé de Peau favorite makeup ever. Everybody needs to go buy this too. You can only get it at like Barney's or Bloomingdale's. I think some Nordstroms carry it. I think Nordstrom's in Santa Anita Mall carries it, my sister said. It's the bomb. I use ochre. So does my sister, and we're not the same color at all. Maybe it's a good color for Asian skin. Again, with my Sephora Pro Airbrush Concealer brush. So start a little lower. You don't want to go too close to the eye. Push it down. And then, the under eye is a very sensitive area, so be very careful with that. Light strokes again. My pimple. Go away. All right. Okay. Ghost. But got rid of a lot of discoloration. And because I'm still shiny, this is when I use the Makeup Forever. Again, another staple in my makeup repertoire. Makeup Forever HD powder. If you haven't gotten it yet, need to. And I just kind of shake it upside down and use whatever comes out on the cap. Don't breathe it in because who knows? I don't know. I don't want to get any like asbestos or what is that called? Mesothelioma. I'm kidding. I don't know what this is, but don't breathe it in. Okay, once you have it all buffed in there and you look really, really porcelain after that, I'm telling you, it's this Makeup Forever thing. It's amazing. I'm like, whoa, white, what happened? And everyone's gonna look like that after foundation. So that's why bronzing is pretty important, even though, you know, it's not really talked about. Like, ooh, what bronzer do you use? No, everyone wants to know what lipstick do you use, what eyeliner, what blush, but bronzer is a big deal. It creates the base. Okay, so the rule to easy bronzing and what I follow from what I've read in magazines is the E or the 3 rule. You bronze here, here, and here. It's like an E or a 3. And I like to use the MAC 107 brush. There are a lot of brushes that look like that. I also take really good care of my brushes. I wash them like once a week with dishwash soap. Just get them all together, wash them, and then I was gonna say line dry them, but just lay them down to dry. I use NARS. I use NARS Casino. I used to use NARS Laguna, but I'm too dark for that. Okay, so I start off here and get it as close to the hairline as possible. Who cares if it goes in your hair? It's not going to show. But what will show is if you don't go close to the hairline, you're going to have a dark streak, a light streak, and hair. And that's going to look weird. You just want to look like there's a shadow, you know, and a chin to avoid that stark face. Okay. And if you do too much, you can go over it again with your foundation brush that you just used. Like, that's too much. Go away. It's like an eraser. Okay, so this side's done. It's very subtle, but it makes a big difference. Okay, and then let's do this side. And then, never want to forget the neck, because you want to create that like continuous line. Okay. Voila, I've done just the outer face contouring. I'm going to do my eyebrows really quickly, and I'll fast forward this part so you don't have to watch it because I've already done a tutorial. But in order to do the bridge of the nose contouring, I think I should have eyebrows. Okay, now that my eyebrows are done, I will show you what I do to the bridge of my nose. I learned this from Chihe Kim. Shout out to you, girlfriend. I learned this in like college from her. We went out one day. She was at UCLA, and she taught us this, and I thought, oh, genius. This is great because Koreans have this flat nose right here. Like, we don't have that bridge, and so we're gonna create it. First, I use again my bronzer, or you can use eyeshadow. Another great eyeshadow I use is MAC Cork. The color is Cork. And I use Chisel Double Shader. I think this might be Sonia Kashuk from Target. And I kind of just do like the middle of my eye, like where a contour would be if I had westernized eyes, where that shadow would be. Remember, contouring is just kind of creating shadows. Creating a 3-dimensional space with 2-dimensional Asian face. I'm kidding. Okay, and this right here, contour. Just use the natural curve of the nose, focusing more on like the eyebrow and this part of the nose. And my Japanese friend Noriko also does this too. So I thought, oh my gosh, am I the only one who doesn't know how to do this? But now y'all will know how to have like a nose job, perfect nose without nipping and tucking. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? I have a nose. I have a nose. You could even create like a little tipped nose too, like that. You can go further and put highlighter right here too, but I don't always do that. So there you have contouring. You can do a lot more contouring. You can use a lot more and it'll just build, but that's how I contour.